For over a decade, this quiet beach hid one of the most insane secrets in America. It was a secret dumping ground for a serial killer, and what's absolutely crazy is that he was a husband and a father living a totally normal life. This isn't just the story of how we found a monster. It's about the women he took, the families who never gave up, and the unbelievable truth that a killer was hiding right in front of us the entire time. This whole thing started with one of the most terrifying 911 calls you will ever hear. A 23-year-old woman named Shannon Gilbert called, screaming that someone was trying to kill her. The call lasted 23 minutes and then, she was just gone, vanished. When police went looking for her, they stumbled onto something 1,000 times more sinister. They found a serial killer's private graveyard. 7 months after that 911 call, a police dog found human bones right here on this beach. And in just a few days, that one discovery turned into 4. We now call them the Gilgo 4. First, they found Maureen Brainard Barnes. She was just 25. Then, Melissa Barthelemy. The killer used her own phone to make terrifying calls to her teenage sister. Next was Megan Waterman, a 22-year-old mother. She disappeared just weeks after Shannon Gilbert. And finally, Amber Costello. She left home to meet a client and was never seen again. All 4 women were found in the same small area of the beach, and all 4 were wrapped in burlap. Police knew right then they were hunting a real-life monster. Finding the Gilgo 4 was just the start. As police searched a bigger area, they just kept finding more and more human remains. It was unbelievable. They found parts of Jessica Taylor, a 20-year-old whose body had been found in different locations years apart. They found Valerie Mack, who for years was only known as a Jane Doe. And they found a woman they called Peaches because of a tattoo. And even crazier, they found her toddler daughter's remains nearby. The body count was going up, but for 10 years the case went completely cold. Nothing. Families were furious, saying police weren't trying hard enough because the victims were sex workers. For years, the only thing that kept this case alive was the families fighting to make sure nobody forgot these women. For almost a decade, this killer was a complete ghost. But in 2022, a brand new task force gave it one more shot with new technology. And they focused on 2 tiny clues: burner phones the killer used, and an old witness description of a giant, ogre-like man driving a very specific truck. Using insane cell phone data technology, they narrowed down a search area to a small town called Massapequa Park. Then they looked for anyone who owned that specific truck in that area. It led them to one guy, Rex Hoyerman, an architect 6'4", living a normal life with his family. And the final clue that broke this entire case was a pizza box. I'm not even kidding. They grabbed a pizza box he threw in the trash, and the DNA from a leftover crust was a perfect match to a hair found on one of the victims. They had him. On July 13, 2023, police swarmed Rex Hoyerman in the middle of Manhattan and arrested him. This architect, this husband, this dad was charged with murdering Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. A few months later, they charged him with Maureen Brainard Barnes' murder too. And it didn't stop. In June 2024, he was charged with killing Jessica Taylor and another woman named Sandra Costilla. Then in December 2024, they charged him with killing Valerie Mack. That is 7 alleged victims. Hoyerman has pleaded not guilty to everything. Police have also finally given names to Peaches and her daughter, Tanya Denise Jackson, and her little girl, Tatiana Marie Dykes. So sad. Police haven't officially linked their deaths to Hoyerman, but the investigation is still going. This trial is going to be so massive that it probably won't even start until 2026. The amount of evidence they have is just insane. I want to know what you think is the craziest clue: the burner phones, the truck, or the pizza crust. Let me know in the comments right now, and hit that subscribe button, because you are not going to want to miss updates on this incredible story. This is one of the wildest and saddest true crime stories of all time. It's about so many lives lost and families who went through unimaginable pain. But it's also about never, ever giving up on getting justice. An arrest has finally been made, but the biggest question is still out there. How did a killer get away with this for so long while hiding in a normal suburban town? The secrets are finally coming out, and the whole world is waiting for the final chapter to be written in court.